YouTube, people of the internet, what is going on? Welcome to Osiris League round 3, group stage round 3. We're live, that is right. We try to do our best to cast at least one of these a week, and today we have found ourselves a nice match to watch. Most of these matches on this group stage is usually it's like a very one-sided affair. If we look, we can see that those who were the crowned, the ones who were supposed to win, have been winning on every single one of these divisions. And yeah, other than that, like Elfam took so far 2-2. Maybe I think they're playing one more, so there might be a third one. Shadow Horde lost one match in here that I see, or haven't played theirs yet. Maybe, yeah, they haven't played theirs yet, so that's a third one right there. These matches have been fairly like one-sided. I have not seen exciting matches. It usually happens like this in the early stages. It's nothing to be ashamed of to either lose or win one of these. It's just it's how it is in these types of tournaments, where the juice starts is once we start the knockouts for the playoffs groups. That is going to get a little bit more hairy for sure. But you can see, like, this is, I think, the closest we've seen a match get, 55-21. So I'm not expecting us to see a heavily contested match, but we definitely can find some action and some highlighting to do. I mean, almost 100,000 points in here. This was much closer than that other one, I guess. That's about that. What's up, Send and Anthony? What's up, Wolf? Guy, Ben, Garav. How's it going? What's up, everybody? Joel and some Arabic name I can't pronounce. Claude Doglio, what's up, dude? Soldier and Soldier Matrix and Lydio, what's up? What's up, guys? Go Titans, go! Oh boy, Division 3 is a three-way tie. Ooh, this cool. That's not bad, except it looks like someone slipped. Who slipped in here? Who slipped in here that shouldn't have lost? I see. So these guys pulled a miracle. I mean, all these got rid of them. These guys lost too. Okay. Whoa. That's cool. That's cool. And you have these too. This right there. Look at that. And this. Whew. That looks like a little bit of a... Anyway, let's go take a peek and see what we got going on in Division 8. We'll take a look at DG, the Dark Gods, today. They're the folks from Kingdom 283. They are the opposition in the light and darkness I'm covering. And so, yeah, VT61. I haven't heard of them before, Kingdom 261, but it looks like they're sort of... These guys are supposedly the tail end of the first batch of groups, and these guys are sort of like the beginning of the next batch. It's 272, I believe, is where the cut is. And so really, these guys are like 11 kingdoms from it, and these guys are 11 kingdoms from it too. So it's like they're pretty much fairly close to each other to an extent. With all that being said, I think that they have a little bit of a commander's advantage, but that shouldn't be a problem in here. And the thing is, these guys got the total power to help them out and have the amounts of tier 5s they need to overcome the little bit of a potential advantage 261 might have. 400 more, right? It is more. It's like 600, or is it 400? 579 million power difference is quite significant, especially between this and this. This is a tier 5 alliance that has a decent amount of tier 5s in it that can go through a match without potentially healing. And this is a team that is going to need to heal in order to keep up with the tier 5s that they want to keep up with in the match. And it's all going to depend on how they do, essentially. Oh boy. You guys are about to hear some... I don't know if you guys can hear it. Wait for it. There it is. Anyway, moving on. That's as far as I go with that. Oh my goodness, yeah. It's going to be a crazy, crazy, crazy stream, chat. It's going to be a crazy stream. I'll explain what you guys heard potentially in a moment. All right. DG, 25 against 25 so far in the match. We're looking at a minute in already. It looks like both sides are missing. They're missing about 5 members each, which is not the worst thing on earth. Who's on which side again? VT61 are red and DG are in blue. We have War Titan. Shout out to War Titan, one of the members in our channel. Who else we have here that I recognize? I recognize a bunch of these people from previous KVK. Some of them changed names. I definitely remember Odin from the Lost Kingdom 135. And who else do I remember in here? I remember Bear, kind of. I remember some of these names from different things, though. But anyway, we have the folks of DG. We'll see in a moment how many are still missing. But we saw so far that we had at least 5 missing on each side. We can just quit this real quick and try to go straight back in. Let's see. Where is it? Osiris League. Here we go. Let's go through here and see what else we can catch really quickly before the match begins. 28 against 25 so far. Bad news for VT61. If they're going to be down 3 people and all that power, have they given up before the match has even started? We're about to find out. This is Osiris League. We are fighting for this right there. That is the Osiris Temple, I guess. OV first season victory, and their name is still here. And this is what these guys are fighting for the opportunity to have their name etched in the game for at least a season. And of course, with a history of their achievement. With all that being said, 12 seconds before the match opens up, we are looking for the usual insane amount of marches that are about to come out straight from the gates of hell and into the Ark of Osiris field. People teleported. Looks like the backups came in to reinforce VT. 28 versus 30, 29 versus 30, and here we go. The marches are pouring out. VT61 with 2 fast cabs coming out the gate swinging, probably going for structures, as well as this Belisarius right here making his way through and through. I see one of these marches decided to back off of the launch. And other than that, massive marches across the field. Let's go take a peek at blue team, as they should have ginormous amounts of troops slowly ready to pour their way into the match. So far, not all the buildings are available for occupation, as you guys know or may not know in Ark of Osiris. In the first 5 minutes, you can only occupy the obelisks as well as the outposts. So if we go take a quick peek at the map, you'll notice that the outposts are available for occupation as well as the obelisks. However, the Shrine of War, Shrine of Life, and both Desert and Sky Altar are both still under protection for another, I believe, less than 4 minutes. And when the 52nd minute hits, that's when these buildings open up. Everything can be occupied, and then from there, the match is truly on. For now, it's time to move up on the field, capture the initial buildings as quickly as possible to gain a slight advantage early on. The idea is to capture the obelisks as quickly as humanly possible. You can see DG doing that as fast as they can. These guys might be the first ones to occupy an obelisk, and indeed they do. This means that now they will be the first ones to be able to teleport to this side of the map in 2 minutes and 54 seconds, while the obelisk opposite to them has yet to see any marches nearby. This is going to cause a little bit of a power misbalance early on for this bottom side, and if they can capitalize on it, they can push a good amount of troops forward before red can make themselves available for the fight. And this is a slight advantage early on. 2 minutes and 30 seconds on this clock. That is more than 30 long seconds worth of an advantage. Red team did pick up their top obelisk and all the rest of the outposts, so in that department they are a little bit ahead. But in the obelisk game, as they pick up their bottom obelisk, the final one, the blue team have a 43-second lead. Enough time to teleport and move troops forward, while the red team are still going to have to wait for the timer to cool down. To remind you, in Ark of Osiris, you do not own the building completely and really can't do anything with it until the timer goes down to 0 and you officially occupy it. For that, you need to wait 3 long minutes. With all that being said, rallies coming out all over the place. 7 rallies on the map. DG4 deep when it comes to obelisks, and VT rallying their enemy's obelisk, as well as it seems like still plenty of rallies going on. One more marching towards their own, and I believe this one also marching towards the opposition's. Nope, one towards the opposition, one towards the friendly. Good. Let's go take a peek. There is nothing right now holding on to this obelisk, so if red team managed to sneak this rally in, it could mean trouble for DG up on the top. We know that their bottom team has done a really, really good job. Top team has yet to pick up an outpost. So many marches walking out without picking up this outpost. This really is the worst case scenario in my opinion for an early game. Essentially, people are so focused on moving forward that you forget about this 30 points per minute point gainer. And really, in a moment, the red team is going to have all their outposts secured, and they're going to have a good 3-minute advantage on the point per minute game for the outposts, which means, truthfully, 90 extra points for free, essentially. And all that because nobody managed nobody tried to even tag this and get out. That's all you need to do. Tag this and keep going wherever you're going. But instead, the focus is up on the front. It's not the worst thing that can be done in Ark of Osiris, but it's a small mistake you really want to avoid as early as possible. It looks like Xian's finally realizing the mistake with infantry marches across the map to get to this outpost, but the blue team does have a slight advantage. Here's the problem. Blue team placed their troops to march straight forward, and if you notice, some of these troops are inside the circle and potentially blocking spaces for individuals to teleport. We're seeing the blue team has yet to teleport out, and it could be because they are waiting for the forward positioning for themselves to teleport. So when you send troops out forward, I've had this happen to me multiple times where I had to wait for this dude to get out of the way so I can teleport in. Remember, when you're sending your troops out, keep yourself out of the obelisk path. That way people can teleport in. DG don't seem to want to take advantage of the fact that they can reposition forward, or they just didn't care to teleport and just sent troops out to the field and screw it, which is what it looks like they did, considering nobody is teleported anywhere. Okay. So DG at this point are swarming everything. They just want to push forward and exert some dominance over the folks of VT61. This massive push by DG actually worked, and it took the Sky Altar away from VT61, who are not looking to comply back into this. So much infantry on this open field against these cavalries, they surely can destroy this out. War Titan, realizing that, is dipping out, and so will probably anyone inside the Sky Altar. This diversion was all they really needed. Now the problem is VT61 are taking their eyes off the prize. They're going for the individual kills, for the individual points, rather than for the building that is potentially up for grabs. I really don't understand what they are doing right now. It seems like they're not even caring for the building or the match, which could happen as well. We're talking about the first 10 minutes, everything is still okay. Plenty of time still to do everything. Red team does have a slight early lead, almost 200 points, so that's good for them, but that lead is going to go away really quickly if they don't take this altar away from the blue team. Blue team already backed off most of their troops out of there, which means if all of this swarm right now hits this building and hits it hard, they'll take it back, and they'll manage to stop blue from first occupying the desert altar. If blue managed to first occupy this Sky Altar right here, with all this red forces out here, this will be a really, really, really bad start for the folks of VT61. They are not keen on open field combating, on swarming the building. this is a huge mistake as they chunk themselves down on open field marches rather than focus on the building itself. So many infantry marches and cavalries all over the place that they can truly take this building by themselves without a rally, without anything, but it just doesn't seem to happen to happen. They don't want it to happen. So it will not. In the meantime, Bear is sending sieges with his Ethelflaed, diversifying the types of troops. While that's happening, VT61, Desert Altar of Madness swarming the heck out of VT61 or blue. VT61 have King Schultz hitting with a what looks like an archer's rally, but there are so many cavalries on this open field that they are going to chunk these archers out the window. Instead of focusing on the rally for now, it looks like most people are focusing on the open field marches, which is fairly interesting. The rally is still getting chunked down and the building is pretty secured, but still, why not focus the rally, get rid of it real quick, and then the open field out of the way as well. While that is happening, finally the Sky Altar is being contested. All this time I was waited for a rally that will not be able to stop DG from first occupying the Sky Altar. And just like this, they're going to occupy every single altar first occupation and pick up 3,000 point leads just like that. It looks like the folks in red are not really, don't really believe they have a chance, don't really believe in their chances. And so they're attacking, they're doing things, but they're not looking to win a match. They're looking to get their 10,000 points. And talking about 10,000 points, looks like so far only one person has 10,000 and the rest sit between the ones, between the 73 and like 4 range, which is not the best range to be at right now. What's the difference between the realm of Horus and the realm of Anubis? It's just how old the kingdoms are. So newer kingdoms get to play in Anubis and older kingdoms get to play in Horus. That's pretty much that. Darkness to Nor. And so VT61 are attacking, they're doing their thing, but they're not playing to win the match. They're playing to get themselves the points, to sustain a hit. Now, they do seem to have a Zetian holding on to the Shrine of Life, so they do seem to have some sort of an idea on what they want to do. It just doesn't seem like they're fully committed into this, even though it's a 30 versus 30 now. They kind of got steamrolled early on by DG, and they let DG take every first occupation available. And with things like this happening next to a Shrine of War that is going down and is going to go down to War Titan taking a Shrine of War that has 3 open field presences in it, 2 of which did not even move whatsoever, is just bad news for everybody. The VT rally / open field presence in here got chunked down to nothing. They essentially allowed more and more reinforcements by blue to get here, and once the rally actually arrived, it was way too late. The real question now is how long will VT61 manage to hold against Kingdom DG, locking them in their zone 4, in their initial zone. I don't think we are going to look at this for too long if they're going to get locked into zone 4. We'll go find something else zone 4. Lol. If they get locked into their initial zone, once these go down and the obelisks start going down, we'll probably call it. We'll go somewhere else. Hello, Pierre. How's it going? Chester Gaming. Oh, cool. What's up? Welcome. Welcome. So, DG taking up this. It doesn't surprise me much. This is going to be the swarm of a lifetime. Blue team is just going to straight up shred forward. VT61 trying to hold on to an obelisk against an Attila and Takeda rally. Even here, these guys are just a nightmare and a half. And with open field presence and tons of cities all over, VT61 can just get out of this one real quick. But instead, it seems like this Attila Takeda is just shredding. And it's taking everybody's attention and focus, which is the point of this rally. Before you notice, this rally dies, but the open field presence by blue in here is going to be so big, they're going to start rallying, they're going to start swarming cities, and it's just not going to be pretty. I can tell in my Arc of Osiris today in Osiris League, I took 5 marches, took them straight out to the enemy obelisk. I hit the enemy obelisk a little bit. I got into open field fights with a couple of people, then went towards zeroing cities, got my 10,000 points, and I was out. Because it was not a very even match. We also cycled in backups so they can get their rewards as well. So that was very, very important. I know a lot of people have been doing this cycling thing, which is cool. What's up, Hallie? Only listening. Cool. Yeah, nothing really to watch either, to be honest with you, man. It's just DG are just moving forward on the map. And VT61 is doing everything they can to kind of try to push back. But they're not really committing too much into it. So this Edward rally could have easily taken out the Sky Altar very, very easily. Look at how much health it has and how much it's chunking down the Sky Altar. The problem is there's no open field presence to get these guys off of him. So even though he might get this Sky Altar to yellow, he got it to yellow by himself against 4 extra marches. Can you imagine how this would look like if there were 3 other open field marches helping to chunk these guys out? If that was the case, this would have fallen. And so VT61 are trying, they're like attacking, but they're not committing and they're not trying to essentially win. They're looking to just get points from the behavior that I see out of their gameplay. And they are getting points. 4 people are already past the point of no return. 3 people already have their rewards. 2 are on the 8,000s, 2 are on the 7,000s, 3 are on the 5s, 3 are on the 4s, and lots of 3s and 2s. These guys are going to have a really hard time getting points if they don't start committing troops into it. And I'll tell you that when I picked up 10,000 points today, it was just like send troops, send troops, send troops, send troops, send troops. Screw it. Doesn't really matter. I didn't even no popping 25 or 50%er, no popping attack, nothing. Not because I'm this crazy big player with tons of troops that can afford it. Not at all. It's just in a match like this, both sides need to get their points as quickly as possible, or else it becomes a lockdown in the initial zone, and then it's just, you know, it's impossible to get your points. And so send your troops out. If every single troop gets wounded and you get your points, worth. Can only allied kingdoms take the gate of allied kingdom gate? I don't think allied kingdoms can take an allied kingdom's gate. You can take it like any gate. So if your ally has a gate, you attack it, it's yours now. They're an allied kingdom, but they're a different kingdom. DG has the biggest buff troops and better heroes. They do, for sure they do, but again, if what you're saying is they're gonna win this, completely fine. Get your troops out there, fight them. Like if you want to get the points, this is how you get the points. This guy is definitely gaining points for his team, and you'll see in a moment he is already almost at 10k. He jumped up 2,000 points. The way he's doing that is because he's being aggro. Like there's no point in holding back. If you do this, you'll continually get more and more points. You can see now he should be at 10k now. He's almost at 10k. By the time this rally dies off, he'll be at 10k. Joining rallies, send marches forward, swarm the building, help the rally. Like all of these guys right here can send so many more marches out together to just swarm this building out with a rally. But you want to get the points for the rewards regardless, right? You both get full rewards? Yeah, you do. What's up, Yusuf? Yeah, Pierre. Like when I played earlier today with JWM2, I took 5 marches. I went like this. There were these right here. Level 3 in here or something. There was a level 3 somewhere like this, except the level 3. I put 5 marches to go here. Then I sent them to stop here. And from here, I sent them all on the obelisk. Nothing won. We didn't win a single thing on the obelisk. But I did enough damage that it gave me like 5,000-6,000 points. So it wasn't that bad. You're trying to quickly get those points. So Mitzi is doing really good right here. Mitzi's rally, you'll see in a bit the point gain in there as well. But Mitzi's doing a lot of damage for Zetian right here. And there's open field presence going at it. Thankfully, it looks like an infantry rally. These guys are just taking more damage than they're actually causing at this point. He's consistently proccing heals, so this is not bad. That's a problem right there. Dark Freak bringing in the YSG is what's going to break this really badly. But look at the amount of damage Mitzi is doing along the way, and again, a little bit of open field presence to help out could go tremendously and help a long way to go. Red team does, however, start reacting a little bit with VT61 taking the Shrine of Life back. So with the Shrine of Life back in their favor, now the question is, what is the next move? Ideally, they want a big point maker like a Desert Altar. However, as long as the folks in DG control both Shrines of War, they have an inherited advantage of 10% attack and defense because they own both Shrines of War, and red team owns none. It's 2 times 5% and 0 times 5%. Therefore, blue team has already a huge advantage. If you manage to take away one of their Shrine of War, even for 3 minutes, that's all you need. Every single thing you need to weaken them down, and potentially for this Saladin rally that was going on in here to be very successful against a Desert Altar that's fairly low. Do you have to go, do you have any closer battles to switch to? These guys are going to their starting gate soon. I think they're going to their starting gate pretty soon, yeah. I haven't looked at what's going on in other matches. We're going to go hop around, see if we can find something better to watch. Here goes Kimmy with the Attila Takeda situation, and these guys are just going to swarm the heck out of it, which is the correct play, really. But it's still going to attract so much attention. So much attention coming in out of this Attila Takeda. And oh my goodness, someone got knocked out. Look at this swarm on this Attila. Whoo-wee. And it is doing damage. It is doing quite a lot of damage to this Richard right here. On Attila against Richard. Richard is taking a beating, although it's probably not a full building. And Attila is going to go down. War Titan now showing up, maybe to refill this rally a little bit, potentially. But it looks like the rally is taking so much damage that it might cancel out. War Titan makes his way there. And I think he joined the rally, maybe. Or he's just hitting whatever is hitting there, giving some open field presence. Red team is trying to push back. An El Cid led rally on the top Desert Altar. It looks like a nice little YSG in the background as well. It is doing a lot of damage to this Constantine, I must say. And the archers are coming in to help by the side up on the top right there. But still, the rally is getting hit by a very, very, very painful Ethelfled. Now this Ethelfled is getting chunked down, but she is doing enough damage in debuffs to this guy so that this right there is causing a very, 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 very big problem. And that problem consistently grows as the rally goes on because he keeps getting weaker and weaker. And man, oh man, this Constantine is healing like crazy. We said that we're going to stay until both obelisks are taken by DG. DG are definitely promising to get that done soon. But still, a Shrine of Life is still red. Let's see what the folks in DG have planned for it. In the meantime, if any of you find a good match for us to watch, please go ahead and share it in the chat. So far, doesn't look like this is gonna be too close. Doesn't look like this is gonna be too close at all. 20,000 to the 4,000 points of red team. 20,000 in favor of DG. Add to that 1,030 points per minute in the favor of the blue team. This is just going to run away with it real quick. At this point, red team, 10 people over 10,000 points. 35 minutes remaining in the match still. The folks in blue, on the other hand, are not looking that well. They are actually. They doubled the amount. 20 of them are in 10,000. 2 of them are 9. 2 of them are on 8. And then you have 6s and 5s. With 35 long minutes to go, blue team waits for VCG's rally. While that is going on, red team takes away the desert altar from blue. And just like that, they start showing a little bit of a livelihood in this match. Is it too late? It is not necessarily. If they have presence in the center and they manage to take this arc away, which they do not have at all, they could have a slight shot at making this a close match, but I highly doubt they'll hold on much longer like this. But as you can see, exactly like we mentioned, if they take these open field marches and take them forward towards a building with a rally, there is nothing you can do to stop that. This is the problem the folks in blue are having right now, is that they don't have enough open field presence down here yet. And while rallies are being deployed, red rallies are also being sent towards the sky altar, and there is no open field presence here now. There are 2 marches in here. Red team can capitalize on this, take these marches out of the obelisk, stick a couple of marches in the obelisk to defend, and go out on your way to take out the sky altar. That should be the play. That should be the play being recognized by the red team as the priority. Instead, they want to clear out the folks in blue first and then go up to the shrine of, to the sky altar. But this rally is not going to wait for them. This rally is going to need some help. And thankfully, there's no open field presence by blue yet. So red could sneak this away from blue again, which that would be a second altar they sneak away. And I see 1 more altar being hit. So it's not the best of situations right now. The damage being taken by this rally is very severe. But man, if there was a little bit of extra open field presence here by the folks in red, I believe the sky altar wouldn't look as ugly as it does. But with 65,000 damage in 1 hit, whoo-wee. Rise of Kingdoms ads don't make any sense. Are there Rise of Kingdoms ads? I haven't seen one in a while. I've seen the one with Echo on it. So DG holding on to their sky altar pretty easily. Their other sky altar is also taking a small beating, but it also has open field presence. And yeah, well, DG has captured the Ark of Osiris. With that, we can call this a match. We could call this a match a little while back already, because it'll take 27 minutes. It'll take 3 minutes to take all the buildings right now. So with 27, on the 27th minute, the folks in red would take 1,100 points. That means they'd make 27,000 points still if blue team did nothing for the rest of the match and took this arc. If they did that, then they might win. But other than that, if it's a pretty done situation. So take a peek at the rest of the matches going on. See if we can find anything more interesting to keep our eyes on. Look at this. Let's see what the recommendeds have for us. 10 out of 10. Ooh. This is looking juicy. Let's take a peek at this. Oh, a halved map. The folks in blue have the points per minute game. Kind of a half map. That's weird. How? Okay, it needed to update a little bit. That makes a lot more sense now. Now that makes a lot more sense. Okay, so Burn has the lead in here clearly. What we got here, 330 points per minute against the 820, 27 against 24 fighting in this match. It looks like blue are starting to run away with this match as well. It was much closer all the way to the 30th minute-ish. And now it looks like Burn are going to burn it out. 28 has the closest match. Let's go take a peek at that. This is why I usually don't cast these, but someone asked me if I would, and so I did. Did not really work too well. This you meant. Yeah. That's not close anymore. And so let's go keep an eye on DG. What else can we do? Nothing is really watchable per se. Nothing is really watchable, but the folks in VT61 are showing a little bit of a prowess. They're not letting go of their buildings. They're not letting go of their obelisks. They're fighting back. They're about to take the Shrine of Life back in their favor. So they're not getting pushed back into their city, into their gates essentially. So I think they deserve the props for it, and they deserve at least we keep an eye on them at least until they get locked in or something. I don't think they'll get locked in. I think that rather than shooting their shot earlier to win the match, they kind of crawled all the way to here, and now they're trying to hold this rather than much more. So you can see the back and forth on the shrines and on the rallies and on the targets of the things they're hitting. But their biggest issue is that the top team has very little open field presence, and that is because it's focused solely on this obelisk. And even when the obelisk is not being contested, they're not using that time to take these marches home and then march towards, I mean, heck, even towards the Shrine of War, which is right there. It would have been such a huge help for this Shrine of War. Stefan coming up with 4 marches can be the hope for this Shrine of War. That's yet to be determined, but it looks like he's also not 100%. He also has some marches half beaten down, which is not necessarily bad. This time around, my friends, the folks in blue are coming in with all the presence they can think of. Pushing up forward, I see Noxel, Endo, Overlord, Kimmy with a rally, Dread, War Titan. Everybody is down here. They're like, all right, we need open field presence. Open field presence it is. And so they push their way down. And this is when it gets ugly, right? The obelisk could go down. The obelisk could definitely go down. And if the obelisk goes down, that's not worst case scenario. VT61 still has plenty of open field presence and people around to quite frankly take this obelisk back and push DG all the way out of here. But again, DG will push once more, and that's the struggle because they're trying to mount some sort of a small offensive, but they keep getting stuck back into this obelisk. And I don't think this last march will make it into the obelisk in time. No, it does not. It converts blue. And that's trouble. Very big trouble, really. For some reason, Kimmy decides to march backwards instead of suiciding to get home quicker. But that is okay. Obelisk, it was not necessarily meant to be held. And I believe that Kimmy will most likely... Oh, there it is, coming back. There it is. At least suicide your troops onto something. The best thing to do right now for Kimmy, who has 4 marches going home potentially out of here, is this. Get them frowny faced up and dip out with the frowny. Don't march. Marching is never a good idea. Frowny face marches faster. With all that being said, 26-2, the underdog is having the upper hand for now. Interesting. I'll take a peek at that in a second. Let's go take a peek at that in a second. Just want to see if the folks of VT61 managed to take back their obelisk or not. It looks like one person dares enough to just hit this thing and say enough is enough. Open field presence is very poor here from the folks in the red, to the point where Kimmy went in, just wanted to suicide in here. And turns out Kimmy's marches just staying because nothing's there to fight him. And anything that comes to fight him goes to fight the obelisk, which now has a Attila Takeda in it. No open field presence, no swarm, a rally coming in by Destable, 51 million power player. But I mean, a minute and 20 seconds is not a lot of time for a rally and open field to take back a building. If this turns blue for even a second and a blue person can teleport in here, that's going to cause major issues for the folks in red, who are trying to still hold on to the little bit they have in this Ark of Osiris match. This is the time where every single red march should be aiming straight at the obelisk and doing all the possible damage in the world to get rid of this obelisk now before it locks in the favor of blue. Marches are getting kicked back home, but with such a fast and quick and easy march back home, from home back into the field, Man, 38 seconds. Send everything you have on this obelisk or else you are screwed. And so red team, realizing that, are sending just every possible open field march they can. But they still focusing on Kimmy's open field march, which is really happy to be focused right there because it means it is about to go home much, much faster. And it, other than open field points, I guess, VT61 are not earning that much out of it. 10 seconds until this building just locks in the favor of blue. Red team are starting to swarm it quite severely, but it is red, but 2 seconds, and it is blue. Where are the teleports? We're keeping our eyes on a blue teleport to show up. One blue teleport is all that's needed in here. And boy, oh boy, these guys can be in trouble. I don't see a blue teleport. I don't think they teleported. There it is. And there it comes. And there they are. And boom and bam. War Titan saying hell no. And so is Georgie. We have another one in here. No, 2 marches. That's really all that's needed. At this point, what War Titan could do is he could just continually refill this obelisk and have fun with it. But I don't think that's what he's going to do. They're going to give up this obelisk, and it is what it is. There it goes, back in favor of red. But they are in the enemy camp. They are right here. And now the next couple of rallies that come into this obelisk, there are 2 people with 5 marches that can go back home and come back into the field like that. This is trouble. This is troubles for VT61. The folks at the bottom team have had a little bit of an extra luck with things, I guess. But even here now, things are they're just getting slowly and steadily crushed by the folks of the G. Man, oh man, I wonder what's going to happen with this obelisk. War Titan is straight up going to come out and continually hit it. I mean, he has no reason not to. He has 123 million power, which means he has tier 5s out the wazoo. He can literally send 5 marches of tier 5s consistently to hit this obelisk and maybe even take it by himself if the folks of red team don't pay attention. I guess he gave up on the obelisk for now, went for the open field fights. Looks like his other marches in Georgia are going for this Endo Supremo City. 42 million power player is getting swarmed right there. And yeah, that swarm is going to cost them in a little bit. I don't know if they're swarming the city yet or if they are, yeah, it burned, or if what exactly they did here. But man, oh man, the open field presence by blue is just crazy. Again, red team has still been showing some signs of life. They have been sending some successful rallies, including what looks like a fairly successful rally in here in the form of a archer. What's his face? Edward. YSG-led rally with a buffing commander and a debuff for both of them. You have here an Ethelfled in the back and a Joan at the front. Joan buffing up the rally as much as it can, and Ethelfled bringing damage down to the Desert Altar. Unfortunately, Ethelfled's debuffs are about to go away as that solo march by Mitzi is going to go out the window. But it's been doing so much work to this Desert Altar. It's a little bit of a shame to see Mimi with enough open field presence in here to potentially reinforce this Desert Altar at least once more. And now 1 more there and 3 more marches in the open field means this rally is really not going to be successful. But it was really cool to see for a little while how VT61 managed to try to sneak through the back door a potential building. Now the open field presence by blue is really starting to be a problem. That rally is still doing massive damage, but now it's also taking severe damage. King Schultz, on the other hand, with an open field hit going at the Desert Altar. They really want to take that Desert Altar away, but there are so many open field marches by DG in here that all they got to do is get a march out of the city and out of the structure and put another one in and keep filling the building up. They have so much open field presence in here that they don't really need to be doing all this. Wu will hold any troops it can reinforce. I love Wu. I have her maxed. A lot of people are in love with her exactly for that ability. But you can't sleep on it. Wu is not invincible. She is not a wall per se. She is a very strong, very strong captaining commander. But as you can see, she takes damage. She takes a good amount of damage, and she deals just as much. But you can't not have this open field presence. A goodest boy right now, championing that open field presence. You can't not have it. Essentially, you have to have some open field situations to offset a few things in these situations. For example, the fact that rally did such a big amount of damage that the open field presence by VT61 is still keeping the things in red and not letting the folks in DG get in and out of the building. They are still holding on to it. As soon as this open field presence goes away, you'll start seeing people leaving this building to renew their troops or to renew the troops defending this building in general. Another building blinking right here. Sky Altar being rallied by Mitzi. Mitzi about to go very much down. Bottom Obelisk. Man, oh man. Bottom Obelisk is looking grim for the blue team. It is holding quite well. Lots of red presence in here. Lots of red cities. There goes the rally or the open field hit combat that happened here. And this is the line, I guess, red team are trying to hold on to. We just want our obelisks. And we just want our things. And we just want to chill. War Titan said, F that. If you are going to let me move in here, I will enjoy having fun with you. And so that's what they're doing. As we mentioned, plenty of tier 5s for him to open field presence. Infantry, archers, cavalry out the wazoo. 1 point if there is a... I doubt that there is a army expansion happening here. If there is, that's a 1.5 million tier 5s smacking the life out of you. 1.55 million tier 5s smacking the life out of you. Trust me when I tell you that's not an easy thing to hold. She's so strong in arc because the mixed troops abilities, it allows anyone to hop in and hold it. No one is impenetrable, but Wu and Constantine are the best garrisons. True. They definitely are the best garrisons. I can tell you that there are other ways to achieve very, very, very similar results with other more common commanders out there. I think that the concept of we're slowly starting to go into people being individual type of troop commanders, but at the end of the day, a good defense is a good offense, but at the same time you have to be able to hold, right, to an extent. And so I think that what we're seeing slowly and steadily is that there isn't only like infantry, cavalry, or archer commanders and players, but there's also people who dedicate themselves to be infantry, a cavalry secondary, but a garrison primary type of player. So someone who maxes with Zetia and Constantine and whatever is needed for garrison essentially. And after all that is done, then works on a secondary type of troop that they'll enjoy playing with. You can see blue team slowly indeed taking this obelisk away with the Preds. As I mentioned, as soon as these two dropped in here, it was pretty much done for. And now Gwen is really taking a beating. Poor Gwen. Been there, done that. Send might be in the chat still. He was part of this, except when it happened to me. We'll see in a second how many kills Gwen is piling on. I don't think this will update anytime soon. But Gwen is definitely picking up. There it is. Oh, not that many anymore. Nothing much left in his city. Poor guy. And so he goes. What about this guy? 814. 814 is the number on here. Hello, a bit late. Looks like it's a GG to me. It is a GG. It's been a GG for a little while. All the matches have been GGs, really. So I do want to cast still, and I do feel like DG and the VT61 deserve to be casted, the opportunity to be casted, and they deserve it. They're contenders, and whether it's a one-sided affair or not, it is what it is. We give them the respect. We wanted to hop around, see if we can find a better match for us to chill and watch and cast, but they're all fairly one-sided. It's just nothing's very, very fun in this group stage. To the point where, like, my alliance too. I got in the first like 20-25 minutes 10,000 points and went back to work. Didn't even stick around to play the rest of ARC. By the time I had left, I think we only were missing. We're only missing their obelisks, and we were already starting to hit cities. That's when I left. And so I was definitely not needed. What went wrong or great or just of a great power gap? It was way too big of a power gap. As I mentioned, Mufa, you weren't here when I said that. I took 5 marches. We were on this side, right? I took 5 marches, went here, found this, clicked on this, sent 5 marches here, and then I moved them from here to here, waited for them to get here. They all got here, which was kind of crazy. And then I went straight to the obelisk. Didn't even care much. In Division 26, seems like the underdog will get a win. Ooh, let's go take a look really quickly. We'll come back to wrap this match up. But let's go take a peek at what's going on there. Division 26. Watch. Division 26. Ooh. Polska, Amia versus LG5. LG5, 5 people short. Uh-oh. But they have the... They have the points per minute game in their favor right now. And they also have the open field presence in the center. All 3 of these altars are ticking in their favor, but they lost their Shrine of War. 220 points in their favor doesn't help them too much. But at this point, you need to gather... At this point, you need to gather like crazy and take this arc at all costs. Here's the thing. The way you take this arc for LG5 is whatever happens, it has to drop on this side. If anyone on this side clicks on it first and manages to make it come from here to here, that's already going to be a huge win. PL are doing exactly what they need to do. They focused up their troops. And now look at how many are facing that one march by by Death Chop. Now Death Chop is screwed. Death Chop's about to lose 2 marches right here to all of these marches. The same is happening down this way. These guys are sleeping. These guys are going to get picked off just like these guys are one by one because they're not paying attention to the open field presence right now by blue. Instead of having all of these marches helping out these guys, they're getting picked off one by one, and you guys are not picking off anything in return. And so red is starting to lose their open field presence in the center. They still have the points per minute game, but unless you get this arc, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. And they don't have to necessarily get this arc, but they also can't let the blue team get this arc. And right now, blue team made the play. All right, wait, what's up? 196 LG5? Yes, Careless Whisper. Yep, LG5 from 196. These guys are getting... right now a little bit pushed in the center. They're getting schooled in the center. The guys in blue just joined up together and started single targeting marches of red, and red was just not available at that moment in time to deal with it. And so blue just took over the center in a matter of like a minute and a half. It went from all red in here and some blues waiting back here to all the blues targeting together the same marches. And so by targeting together the same marches, they're making sure red team's top dog damage dealers go out quickly. You'll see some of these marches very easily being tag teamed. LG5 are no suckers, though. You can see some of these red marches are still fighting here quite well. And this is what I was talking about. At this point in time, LG5 have to have someone bringing this arc down this way. This is when it counts. Linda, a Lady Lynn or something needs to get here quickly and get this to drop. If it drops on their side, then the red team will have a much bigger chance at this. But if blue team managed to drop it on their side, that is a good 15 seconds worth of a lead that blue will have. And it doesn't seem like anyone is trying to get the arc just yet. There goes Bad Boy R. Soda, a little bit of a misplay. You should not be taking it from the side. You should let Bad Boy R pick it up. Let's see if PL managed to notice it. They do. No, they don't. Soda drops it on the side. This is a little bit of a window for LG5. This is a little bit of a window for LG5. This is where that small mistake could be costly. The guys in red really need to start stepping their stuff up with Soda, because Soda is starting to run away and running away fast. But Soda's getting hit a couple times, and there it goes. Arc drops on the ground. That's a good 30 plus seconds worth of a lead for the folks in blue. Now red are going to have to start picking up this arc and start crawling it back. If they don't pick up the arc and start crawling it back, they're going to have so much trouble. But so much blue presence in here that it really makes no sense picking up this arc. As soon as they pick up this arc, whoever picks it up is going to become chum, is going to get destroyed by all these blue marches. But hey, the folks in blue are actually the ones to pick it up. Bad Boy R again showing up, trying to get this out of here, and he clearly cannot. Nobody can do this right now. This is when Thanos Lord comes in. Thanos Lord is coming in on the side right there, right behind me, right there, with brand new marches, trying to fight this out. This Yi Song-ye is going to do massive damage. Some tanking marches on the open field by the folks in red is exactly what they need. They need to stop the blue team from grabbing this arc, and then they need to start marching it their way. While that is happening, blue team evened up the points per minute game, meaning they have closed the faucet. They have the lead, and the lead will not shrink unless the folks in red do something about it. The problem is right now everybody's focused on the center. With all this right now happening, the number one priority, blue holding on to the arc of Osiris. They're doing everything they can to get their arc back into their side at any cost. It looks like PL are sending the march that's with the arc to hit red marches, and so it is actually marching towards the red side rather than the blue side. What just happened? Okay, well that's a little bit of a mistake. A big mistake, really. It gives red team hope. It allows red team to recharge their marches. You can see Death Chop. This Death Chop guy is now back. We saw him getting wrecked earlier by the swarm of blue that came in, but now he's back in the field. And so if red can cycle in brand new troops, they could try to take over this area. Now we have, look at this right here coming from the back of blue. Rothengard picks up the Arc of Osiris and start marching his way down the field, except that he's probably not gonna last that much. He's gonna last enough that he can make some headway, but oh my goodness, he's sneaking his way through. He is sneaking his way through, ladies and gentlemen. Blue team standing right there waiting for orders. What is going on with this arc carrier? Bad Boy R finally drops the arc, but that was huge progress by this arc carrier. Can the blue team hold? A red team 30 points per minute lead in their favor, but blue team coming back strong, starting to hit Desert Altar buildings. Desert Altar looks to be in a decent shape to be defended by LG5. Shrine of War being defended as well. And so red team is not progressing forward with buildings, but they're definitely doing their best with the arc. Arc being dropped once more by the blue team, and this center fight is going to be a fiasco. 4,000 point lead in the favor of the folks in blue, and this is the fourth Arc of Osiris, ladies and gentlemen. That is 4,500 points. 4,500 points can actually win this match for the folks in red. This is for them. They're playing for the marbles, and the 30 points per minute they're still gaining. Oh my goodness, the 30 points per minute they're still gaining is crucial. If blue team managed to take one building away from red, one of these altars drops for LG5, things could get very, very, very problematic. Yurtak, whatever you say his name, picks up the arc and starts moving. I don't see the arc moving just yet, but it is going to move. Red team has much more presence in here. Blue team have people slacking in the back. What is going on in here? Red team needs to start moving this arc forward at all cost. This march needs to move, and it is moving slowly and steadily in the red team's favor. And it looks like the arc is still being held. So far, so good. Red team is chunking down whatever's around them. This is the time. Arc needs to move. It needs to move fast. 2 blue marches is all that's left here. 3 blue marches is all that's left here. 2 blue marches. 1 was taken out. 1 more to go. And ladies and gentlemen, there is only 1 very, very weak Charles Martel. What is going on? Why is this arc not marching home? The arc is hitting the guy in 3HU now. And oh my goodness, why is this arc not moving? The points per minute game was lost. Blue team taking an altar might be sealing the deal in their favor. Red team are really slipping towards the end with this arc of Osiris not moving in their favor. It is just standing there. What is going on? Arc carrier, wake up. Let him die. Someone let him lose this arc. Why is he not moving, chat? Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness gracious. I don't even know. I don't even know. He is done so. He's just standing. He's just standing. No way this is real, right? It is. It is very real. What? What? I don't even know. I don't think he even has time. I doubt he has time. Does he have time? Provisioners are coming in. My goodness. Does he have time? He does. He does. He barely does, but he does. He needs to be able to potentially drop this. Maybe go in here and give it to a cav march that will start marching. Oh my goodness, that's when the game crashes. Now we DC. Oh my goodness. There's still time to escort the arc, but yeah, that was not a weird exchange. That was trouble. Blue team are getting closer and closer. You're not using the gap of time you have to push forward. And now he might make it. He might have time to make it. But man, oh man. Now he's like sweating instead of feeling like, okay, we good. We doing this. I would say that's what happened to March when it stopped. That he probably DC'd. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. If you say so. Division 26. We're back, baby. LG5 gathering, provisioning out the wazoo. The Ark of Osiris is marching. But now blue are all over it as well. Uh-oh. Time, my friends, is the problem. Time is the enemy. At this point, LG5 need to pick up the Ark and move. Pick up the Ark and move. Pick up the Ark and move. No more fighting. Keep those. So many Charles Martels in here. So many Richards. Look at that. Blue team picked up the Ark instead. And now they're doing exactly what I said. Pick up the Ark and move. Red team stopped the movement by D. Ziobe. Oh my goodness gracious. He's marching back with the cavalry. He's doing everything he can. And now all he's doing is starting to stall. All they're doing is straight up stalling. There it is. Red team needs to pick it up and start moving. 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining in this match. Oh my goodness. Red team are about to lose their outpost as well, which could brew trouble. It's not a big deal because they can, as soon as these marches can take it right back, then all is good in the world. But for now, this Ark needs to start moving. Why is it not moving, chat? There it is. It's starting to move. A minute remaining. This is for the marbles. But here's the deal. It might not be enough. It definitely might not be enough. They're going to need more gatherers on top of that. 4,500 points coming in from the Ark, which will put them about 300 points short. The Ark is marching. My goodness gracious, the Ark is marching. Can it make it in? There is plenty of open field presence. What are you doing? Mash, forget about that. You need the damn outpost of Seth. Oh my goodness. Let your friends take care of that. Help with the outpost. And there goes the Ark. And with the Ark falling down, the hopes for LG5 are with it. And I feel like as Bufa is doing in the chat, we can call it a very, very interesting GG. A loss for LG5. A loss for the... All hopes have fallen with the arc onto the sand. That is right, my friend. And yeah, GG's to both sides. Night King, that was a little bit... towards the end, it was like a little bit of a craziness, the DC. That DC really killed you guys. That DC would have probably put that arc somewhere in here, which would have been much more doable. It is what it is. It's not the biggest of deals. GG's, congrats to PL. Congrats to PL. What a nice turn of events for them. Very, very good stuff. LG5 taking the MVP. But, units healed. PL barely did anything and barely got any kills. Oh my goodness gracious. What the heck happened here? The Arc of Osiris is really what happened here, and a little bit of better occupation and kills. LG5 destroyed completely, but they healed so much more. Look at the occupations, pretty close. Arcs of Osiris really is what sealed the deal. And add to that a little bit of the provisioning that did not happen by either sides, left it for the occupation score, and it really looks like PL had their hand... They're not a full grip over things, but they had enough of it that they managed to hold on towards it till the very end. Let's go see what happened in Division 26 as a result to that. Unnecessary but entertaining for us, for sure. Let's go take a peek really, really quickly at Division 26. What ended up happening with this? Where's LG5? Oh. Well. I thought they were... Okay, well. They had two very close matches, I see. But other than that, looks like LG5 are out. N3X are coming out of here. Looks like a pretty solid group overall. For us as well in Division 20, JWM2 did quite well. Yeah, I left in the middle of this, I believe. So yeah, not that bad. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 10 out of 10. Not bad at all. Anyway, chat, you guys won. Yeah, let's go shout out also. That's an important one. We should definitely go take a peek very quickly at Division 8 because the folks in, where are they? DG won their fight. Shout out to DG against VT61. GG to VT61. They do have a win, but by the looks of it, they will be out of the tournament. And yeah, now we have our top 32 that are going to go out to brawl it out, I guess, kind of. We'll see. Damn, 6 kills more and an L in the end. That's tough. Yeah, I feel you on that one. Or is it top 2? I think it's top 2 that go into them. And now it's top 2 or top 1? It would be top 2. And then on the top 2, 32 remain for the next round. And then from there, 16 go to playoffs. So yeah. With that being said, chat, I'm going to head out of here. It was a fun little cast. Nothing very exciting. Things are going to get much more exciting coming up very soon. With the new matches coming up in the playoffs, semifinal, qualifiers, semifinals, and semi-qualifier finals and all that stuff. And then this is where the juicy stuff is going to happen. We'll definitely be casting a lot more once we get to that stage. But for now, it is what it is. I'm Gekko. I'm out of here. Thank you guys very much for watching this stream / VOD. I appreciate every single one of you. Dropped a like on the stream before you left. And yeah, we relaxed, chilled around, casted, talked. It was fun. I'll see you guys sooner rather than later. Enjoy the rest of your week. Light and Darkness coverage comes back tomorrow, and we have a lot to talk about, folks. A lot. See you guys sooner rather than later. Take care and have a great rest of your weekend. Peace.